Crystal Stark back again with my trusty tarot, and ever since my guide said to me, I think it was April the 12th that all this started, ever since my guide said to me, pay attention to what happens on this particular date, and something important is going to be happening in terms of waking people up. And that was the same day that the Johnny Depp, the Amber Heard trial started, apart from the swearing in of the jury. And I've been following it ever since. I have seen some incredible shifts in awareness and the comments that are going on. And now we've got the interview, the Amber Heard interview. And I have really genuinely seen a shift in people, but I'm going to be covering that. So I want to know, I'm going to be asking who's in charge of this interview, who's Susanna Guthrie and whose side is she on, what side is NBC on. I want to be looking, there's so many things, I can't even list the questions here. I want to be looking if Amber Heard's going to be filing this appeal as well. I want to be looking how many people are waking up. So many questions, so much to cover. Thanks for joining me. This is going to be so much fun. So let's get on with it. Now, I have been watching the coverage of this interview. Obviously, I wasn't going to watch it on NBC. Even if I knew how to watch it on NBC, I wouldn't have done. Like most people are actually saying, and I'll get on to that in a minute, people are actually refusing to trust the mainstream media, and nobody wants to support NBC with this interview. One thing that I consistently heard throughout this whole thing was, what did she say? What is she talking about? This is a woman who, well, theoretically, I don't believe it's a woman at all. I believe this is a clone. I got ages ago that the real Amber Heard's actually on the run from the White Hats, and this is just a clone. And no one is going to convince me that any human being, no matter how histrionic personality disorder or bipolar or whatever it was that she was said to have, or obviously she's got borderline personality disorder. I've spent most of my life with narcissists, and that to me is borderline personality disorder. And I'm not a therapist, I'm not a psychiatrist, I can't say that officially, but anybody who's been there will know whatever Amber Heard was or is, yeah, sure. My experience is people with borderline personality disorder know how to manipulate people. That's how they get away with what they do. Amber Heard was not manipulating anyone. I didn't see one person reacting to that interview who wasn't laughing or going, what? What did she say? What the hell is she talking about? This is a woman who can pay people to write her script for her. So obviously we know what we're looking at here. I'm assuming, card dropped out. I'm assuming this is White Hat, but let's just have a general overview, a general spread on this interview and see what's going on. Now, this is the card that fell out. I hope you can see that. I don't know whether you can. It is the card of love, which is quite a surprising card to come out, isn't it? Although I did get this awakening, the love in people, especially for survivors of narcissists. And I know a lot of, if not most, light workers have experience of narcissist. It kind of goes with the territory. But something my daughter actually said to me was, people are joining together on this. People are really joining together on this. Everybody and I'm okay, I may be over exaggerating here, but it seems like everybody is looking at this and thinking the same thing. It really is unifying people here. So that was a nice little message thrown out there by my guides. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at a general reading around this trial. Who's in charge of it? Who's behind it? Who's driving it? I've got a feeling they're not going to tell me it's the White Hats, because I already pretty much know. Now, oddly enough, like I said, there's no White Hats in here. There's no Black Hats in here. I'm pretty sure we all know that whoever is behind Amber Heard, and I'm this, whatever this is of Amber Heard, I got it was a clone, was absolutely White Hats. I don't think we can make any other decision. The cards, the spirits are not going to tell us what we can easily work out ourselves and what we already know. Now, this was quite an odd thing to come up here. Now, sometimes this can be off-worlders, sometimes this can be dreams and wishes coming true. However, what I got here was my guide whispered to me a gift from heaven, and I really do. The fact that I was alerted to the importance of this trial by spirit, that spirit knew what was going to happen, but nobody else seems to. Nobody seems to of. I'm not saying other readers or other YouTubers didn't get that. I'm not saying that. Of course, I'm not saying that. But in terms of White Hat operation or Black Hat operation, obviously that had to be kept completely under wraps here. Obviously, this is a great gift. It was kind of... Thank you, my guides have just whispered something else to me as well. I'll get to that in a second. We were all feeling a little bit overwhelmed with this, weren't we, with the lies and deceit, and nobody was waking up. Now, I did want to talk about how much I've laughed this weekend and how much I've seen other people laughing this weekend just watching this interview, and I don't want to be mean to anybody. I don't believe that we're seeing and calling Amber Heard is really a human being at all. As far as I know, that's a clone, and it's being directed by the White Hats. There's been jokes and hashtags and TikToks and analysis. All I have seen all weekend is people laughing. And I'm really not being mean, but all I've heard is people laughing and saying, what? And waking up, particularly to the mainstream media. And I do think that was really needed to lighten the mood and lighten the energy, because it was getting really, really heavy and going really, really slowly. They've just said to me there's more on the horizon. This may not even be it with Amber Heard. There's more on the horizon. It does seem to be. We're working on it. Okay, it may not be specifically about Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, but there's something else along these lines coming up. Obviously, they're not going to give me details too early, because obviously we know the Black Hats can, if not travel in time, which I believe they can. They have the technology to travel in time. Not that you need technology to travel in time, but I'll be covering that in a different video. They have the technology to travel in time. They also have the ability to look forward and backwards in time. So obviously that's why this has had to all be kept under wraps here. Please remember, Spirit is in charge of everything, and the outcome is already set. I want to be looking into this, into my next bundle on my website. How do we know what the outcome is going to be? It's all about galactic alignment. It's all about the monastic photon belt. This has been coming for a while. We know it, the dark hats know it, everybody knows it, everybody knows what the outcome, no matter what they're trying to do, we all do know what the outcome is. Now, I was just going to say my guides are really chatty today, but I've been raising my energy quite a lot the last few days. I've done quite a lot of extreme work, block removal and raising my energy. So it's no wonder that my spirit guides and my higher self is very chatty today. This is actually advice. Keep in the love energy, and I've done videos on that, getting into this love energy, self-energy, self-love, there's meditations, the love challenge, I think I called it. It's I can't think what you call it on YouTube. It's like a bundle of videos I've put together. If you're struggling with that, they're saying just keep watching the show. Just keep watching the show. It may take a while. I get they're still going for the soft reveal, but just keep watching the show here. Now I have got a lot of other things I wanted to look at. I wanted to be looking at the 2020 election trials, but that's had to go on a back seat obviously after this interview. And also something's come up about a possible financial crash. Now I do see all these possible things coming up. I do see all these possible things coming up, and I am going to be looking at them as I'm directed to look at them. But let's have a little bit of a look around Amber Heard. Now that's a difficult question, isn't it? And I was asked this question, why do different readers get different answers? And I certainly don't want to be saying, oh, I'm right and all the other readers are wrong. I would never ever dare to say that. That would be incredibly unprofessional and rude as well. What my experience is, the message comes through the interpreter, and the interpreters are human. And we put our imprint on every single reading, and we can only give the information that we understand. As we cover a new topic and learn from that, then we can put new meanings to things. But the questions that we ask are important as well. For example, if I'm saying, well, what about Amber Heard? Now, my spirits can remind me again that this is a clone. They could look at the actual Amber Heard because that's what I asked, or they could assume that I meant this clone or this image of Amber Heard and look at that. And it's about how I interpret that, but it's about asking the right question, isn't it? What Amber Heard do I mean, and what is it I want to look at around her? Let's just ask that question and see what we get, and hopefully I can interpret it as to which way they're falling on who they're talking about. Now, they are clearly talking about the real Amber Heard here, the real physical Amber Heard here. She's obviously done a deal with the Black Cats and gone on the run. That's what I got before. She's done a deal and she's sticking with it, and she's gone on the run. She's just going to keep her mouth shut now. She's just going to keep her mouth shut and stick with what she's got. I wonder whether they gave her a little bit of money, because that's what she seems to care about more than anything else, isn't it? Making assumptions, I'm sorry. Now, obviously, the white hats are coming in here and taking these people down. My guides have just said to me, and cutting off the supply. Now, I did get a lot of that, and I want to look at that in the next video about the possible financial crash, that they're cutting off the Black Hat's money supply. Now, if they cut off the Black Hat's money supply, obviously they're not going to be able to help the real Amber Heard anymore. either way, we want to keep this position. The white hats are obviously in charge of whoever that was on the stand and whoever did that interview. Not even the black hats are master manipulators. They would not have made Amber Heard look that stupid, even with the power of the mass media behind them. I get the white hats just want to keep this going here. As more and more things are being exposed, just keep on going. This is literally a dream come true for them. I get they didn't know this was coming either. Like I said, you have to be careful with the black hats being able to look at different timelines. So obviously this was kept absolutely secret about this. Now, I want to be looking around Susanna Guthrie. Was it Suzanne Guthrie? Because she seemed to be quite sneering towards Amber Heard, which obviously is what we all wanted, and yet NBC seemed to be backing Amber Heard up at some point. I suppose this was all written in the agreement, but I do want to have a look specifically around is Susanna Guthrie or Suzanne Guthrie, see what side she's on. Who's she working for? Right, that's very, very clear. Clearly, she was Black Hat. She'd signed up with them. She'd done it. I get that somehow this was a dream come true. Now, I also get that she switched sides, which is not surprising, really. I don't know whether she has done this sneakily or openly. We'll have a look, I guess, when we look at NBC in a moment. My guides had just whispered to me, it didn't take her long to make that decision. I think she wanted out anyway. It looks like she wanted out to me anyway. I get, because she's done a deal and she's agreed to do this and play their party line, even though she's going to be tried for crimes against children, which she would have done if she was with the Black Hats, obviously, even though she may be tried, and it may not work out well for her. Obviously, she's done a deal. She's come over. I wonder whether there will be some kind of out for her, because this is independence. This is positive physical outcomes, and this is independence. Whether she can come out of this and be an independent person, but perhaps with restrictions. That's what it looks like to me. I don't believe she was on the Black Hat side when she did this interview, although clearly at some point she was. Clearly at some point she was. Let's have a look about NBC, because they seem to be a lot more in support of Amber Heard than Susanna Guthrie appeared to be. Although obviously all the questions will have been written and processed beforehand anyway. Let's have a look where NBC stand. Are they still Black Hat? Are they just being allowed to continue? Give them enough rope and they'll hang on themselves? Or was this whole thing a white hat op? Now, how many repeating cards have we got in here? There were the Black Hats. We knew they were. Oh my God, it just said to me, until the recent future. From the recent past as well. The white hats have just, they're saying infiltrated. Not taken over, but infiltrated. This is quite new. I get that what NBC would have done anyway would have played into the white hats' hands, because the amount of people, literally the number of people I have heard just completely saying, well, we're not listening to mainstream media anymore. We're not even watching the interview on NBC. And that's another question as well around this, because some interesting information came out about that as well. They probably just let this happen. My guides had just said train wreck, just watching the train wreck happen. They're in there, they're ready to take over. It's a fresh start, but they just wanted to watch this train wreck happen. They needed, my guides have just said, they needed to infiltrate now to get to Susanna Guthrie. I don't know whether she's been taken out for her own protection now. I presume she would have, the real Susanna would have gone for processing. I don't know. That's the impression I'm getting here. They would have taken her straight for processing. Like I say, whether she dodges that bullet or not, I can't say. And same cards again here. Things are going to go slowly, but they are changing. We're just going to have to, thank you. They're speaking to me. Sorry, they're saying to me again, just sit back, kick your feet up and watch the show. Watch the whole show. We can do this. As light workers have got a lot of work to do anyway, because we've got to prep to support other people in our awakening. Certainly what I'm doing, helping people understand their spiritual connection, but also I want to be helping light workers give their gifts to the world. If you want to know more, just go along to my website, starlightworkcircle.com. It's all on there. But we can do this, so let's have faith in ourselves. The information that I've been given was that the interview actually had a 50% drop in views from the previous show for this interview. So people were specifically avoiding watching it on NBC, which means that people were specifically watching it on YouTube. I know I did. I wanted to see the reactions to it. I didn't want to see the propaganda. I wanted to see people waking up. Now, this has caused, from what I understand, I was told just this morning, basically, Roncal of the Bailey was shut down mid-live stream covering this. There was someone else as well, I think, was it the DUI guy or something, the DUI guy? So these questions are being raised. So let's have a little bit of a look. Let's have a look first at how many people. Thank you. My guides are very happy I'm asking this question. They're happy I'm asking the question, how many people are actually waking up from this? Obviously, it's not just the interview. It was the whole thing from beginning to end. And we'll pull a card and see if we can get a general idea of the percentage of. We'll pull one extra card to get a general idea about percentage of population. Okay. Let's have a look at this first. Yeah, people are joining together. People are having a jolly old time about it. I get that they're struggling to see exactly what's going on. The same thing, going to be working on it, moving forward. A lot of this has to do with spiritual input here and spiritual energy. The energies are raising, the energies are raising. This can cause a huge amount of struggle in people who don't know why what's going on is going on, which is why we need to be there helping people, pushing this forward. We need to be being strong. People are really confused and they're just trying to force ahead with the way that they have been going, and it's not going to work anymore. We need to be out there and bringing our gift to the world, We know what the outcome's going to be. We know what the outcome's going to be. We just need to take our places in this. And I do, if you're stuck or you're struggling with that, you don't know what your gift is, or you don't know how to bring that out into the world, I am aiming on helping that. Or even if you do know what your gift is, but you're just a little bit stuck, I am aiming on helping and supporting light workers move forward with that. It's just having the time to actually get it done. With this, thank you. With this, I'm getting 50% of the population for sure. 50% of the population for sure. They're saying there's another 10 to 15% of the population that are teetering on the brink of waking up, certainly to physically what's going on, not necessarily spiritually. It's a higher percentage. They're giving me 75, sorry, an additional 25% teetering on the edge of spiritual awakening. It seems quite a lot when you look at the world around you, but given the fact that we don't always know what people are thinking, I certainly see a lot more spiritual conversations now than I ever did before. Certainly. Now, 2 more questions I wanted to ask. Is Amber Heard going to appeal? And does this drop in the NBC viewers for the interview going to affect the Aquaman film? Because they upped her minutes in that film, didn't they? Assuming that people would watch it because people are interested. But let's have a look at the appeal first, because apparently she can't file until, was it the 24th or something? 24th of June, I think. The 24th of June, I believe. So what is the likelihood of whoever's in charge of that particular representation of Amber Heard filing for appeal? Because this would keep this going for quite a while, wouldn't it? Why not? Why not? I guess that they decided to walk away, that this was just enough. They've got other stuff to do, but why not jump on it? It seems to be working, and obviously Spirit's in charge. Why not just jump on this opportunity? It's not definite. It's not absolutely definite, but the likelihood is that she will. I get that people know she's going to have to put down the $10 million to file the appeal, and where's she going to get that from? But I'd say it was a huge possibility. I can't definite. We can't give a definite in any situation, can we? Because things change. Things change, and people change their mind, and things come up. But I would say it was a huge possibility. Now, just briefly, because it's so much fun, let's have a little look at what are they going to be doing around this Aquaman thing going on. Are they going to reduce her minutes? Are they going to try and take her out? Are they going to keep the minutes upped? Or is that even what's going on? This is only a rumour I heard. I don't know. If you know, let me know, please. Like I said, I'm not a fan of Hollywood or Hollywood films, so, and I don't follow any of these superhero things at all. So let's have a look around Aquaman and Amber Heard's minutes. Mira is her name. Now there's the white hats trusting their intuition here. That's the white hats that upped her minutes. However, they've just left it up to them. You just You just make your own decisions here. Now, I don't know whether that was just a rumour or whether that's actually happened. I get that they were told upper minutes by the White Hats for that particular reason, to expose the Hollywood thing, the mainstream media thing. I get now they've done that and caused the big row, the big discussion. They've just left them to it. Yeah, you decide. We don't care. We got what we wanted. We're off now. They don't care. They don't care if they crash and burn. After what they've been doing, why would they? They may look back in. They may look back in. They may use it to expose what's been going on. I would wonder whether they're going to tell us what they're going to do, or whether they're going to make their decision public, because this is about playing our cards close to our chest. But this is about grief as well, and gratitude for our abundance. That's a very, very odd answer for the outcome. Let me lay another 7 cards and see if we can unravel this about the outcome here. I can't walk away without knowing. Now we've got the same cards again. Of course, we've got the same cards again. There seems to be a lot of change in here and reversing the decisions. I wonder whether they're going to take her out again or reduce her minutes again, but not tell anyone. This seems to be a learning experience for them here. It seems very confusing. I would suggest that the situation itself is very confusing. Maybe no decisions have been made yet. Maybe this whole thing is nothing to do with Aquaman, and as interested as we are in knowing what's going on, this is just a mess. There's no kind of coherent thought pattern here. Although there does seem, like I say, there does seem to be a lot of change. So they may reduce those minutes again. Well, how about that? I don't know whether we're going to be doing any more Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. It certainly seems like it, doesn't it? We'll just, I guess, have to wait and see what happens if something else comes up. It would be a shame to just drop this now. But thank you so much for joining me. Please do all the YouTubey things, like, share, subscribe, click the bell, all those things. And please join me in my next video. I am going to be looking at this possible financial crash and, of course, hyperinflation. I have an idea of who's in charge of this and who's doing what, but I want to really do a big deep dive into this because this is so fascinating. So I hope you join me in the next video. Thanks for joining me. Hope to see you there. Bye.